Alright, hello YouTube, Handheld Guru 97 back here today with another video. Today I will be reviewing the game Columns for the Sega Game Gear. Back there. Well, the Sega Game Gear, as many of you should know, was released as a direct response to this machine, the Game Boy. Well, considering that Tetris back then was probably one of the most successful video games next to like Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not sure exactly what the most popular games were back then, but so Sega naturally had to have something similar to Tetris, and that was Columns. And so, yeah, this is Columns. As you can see, it is a ginormous cartridge, and it plays a lot like Tetris. It's got a few differences, but we'll just be reviewing it and seeing how it stacks up compared to Tetris. Let me turn on my light so we can see the screen, because of course the Game Gear is backlit. Alright, now let's see. I'm going to try and get the contrast through the viewfinder. I don't really... Can anyone see that? Oh, the cartridge is not working. Hang on. Alright, let's try that again. That's kind of annoying. There you go, I can see it. Okay, can you guys see it? There we go. Turn that down. Columns. It's trying hard to get the... Okay, you got original... Sorry about that. A bit darker. Okay, focus. Okay, so it's got one player and multiplayer, because you can take this little piece off. And multiplayer. Alright, now it's going to go into a little demo. That's not bad. Alright, all you guys can see that. Okay, so into that little demo real quick. You kind of saw how it worked. It's got one player and versus, released in 1991. Let's start up. Alright, you got Flash and original. We'll start with original. Alright, one player, original, top score is 0. You've got 3 difficulties. Of course, you got your easy, normal, and hard. Am I on hard? No. Oh, actually I'm down on the blocks. Hang on. What? Oh. Okay, so that's easy. Normal, hard. Okay, there we go. Then you start on levels. D-pad on this is not the best, so hang on. Let me turn the volume down real fast. It's gonna hurt my hands. Let me stand up here real fast. Trying to get this thing to work. Okay, and now you can change your blocks if you notice that when I was trying to make this work. I mean, you got fruits, you've got your gems. It's kind of interesting. We'll stick with the gems if I can find them. There they are. You got 3 music types like Tetris. I like this one the most. We'll do easy, just because I won't be playing for too long. Okay, so you get 3 blocks and you're trying to match 3 up. So, like for example, that and that. Bingo. And then you can move the blocks around using your 1 and 2 buttons there. And then that knocks that out. And I think, and this is just my opinion, but the reason this is not nearly as good as Tetris is because of the music. Tetris has probably some of the best video game music out there. Columns, it's not bad, it's just not as good, in my honest opinion. But I mean, it's not terrible either, like I said, so it's always a good thing. That, all 2 of those in a row, that's cool. Hang on. Oh, whoops, messed up there. Alright, so you get the point of it. You just stack blocks until you get to the top and work your way up the levels. Okay, let's turn that off. We'll go to Flash real fast. and can show that off. Alright, Flash. If you've ever played Type B mode on Tetris for the Game Boy, you know what Flash already is. Basically, go back to easy. Alright, we'll start with a high of 3, because I like that number. Go to C, because you've heard A playing to the menus now. Trying to get a good time, and we'll change the blocks to fruits now, just for the heck of it. Ooh, 2 cherries. And do you see that blinking cherry at the bottom screen? You're trying to get to that piece in a good time, ranking or something, and something like that. You're trying to get down to it, and this is actually a fun little mode. I haven't played too much of it because I've been too addicted to the other mode, the original mode. Look at that combo. Okay, let me raise that up just so you guys can see that more. Okay. Yeah, and another thing that so it's not bad. I mean, this is pretty cool, especially I like how you can use the fruits. You can get them diagonal. You can get a lot of sorts of crazy ways to get it. I get these apples. Let me see if this might not be smart. Yep, it was not smart. Alright. So I'm trying to get to that piece for you guys. Obviously, it's not working. Get that diagonally. Get that banana. How's about... Oh, there we go. That. And the level keeps going up until you get it. Okay, come on. And it can get hard to reach that little piece. There we go. So yeah, it's taking me a while, so you get the point. Alright, I'm gonna turn my light back on. Columns. Yes. Well, even though Tetris was in black and white, or black and green really, Columns still was unable to best the dominant force of Tetris. Oh, sorry about that, Game Gear. So yes, so Columns and Tetris. Which one do I think is personally better? Well, I'm going to say Tetris, just because it's familiar with everybody. I mean, Columns, unfortunately, after Sega basically collapsed, yeah, Columns sort of went that way. I don't know. But Columns did get a sequel, Super Columns, in like 1994 or 6, I can't remember, somewhere around there. And it's not a bad Tetris clone. There could be a lot worse out there. I haven't played that many of them. This is probably the only one I've actually played. Because back then, Tetris clones were everywhere. Even Nintendo made them, aka Dr. Mario, which is also quite fun. But yeah, I mean, at the time, I can imagine this being one of the must-have titles for your Game Gear system. However, compared to Tetris, it's really hard to because, well, Tetris is a bit better. Of course, they still have the same amount of modes, same amount of music, really. I mean, you've got Type A and Type 1 and Type A and Type B modes on Tetris. And, let me check that real fast. Just stack that right up there. So let me just look at Tetris real fast. And actually, I'll turn the music up. I won't do this on camera, just so he doesn't stare at that cartridge, but you'll be able to hear the sounds of Tetris. Just because I want you to hear what it sounds like compared to listening to Columns for about 8 minutes. So you got Type A and Type B, and 3 types of music on Tetris. So let's just show that off real fast. If you can see that, Type A, Type B, Type C, Type A, Type B. Very similar. Columns is very similar in that. Oops. Get something. C-type. Yeah, and actually you can turn off the music if you don't like it in Tetris. Of course, you can't do it in Columns. But yeah, columns for the Game Gear. As I only own 2 Game Gear games, this is probably my favorite one out of the 2 I own. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. If you own a Sega Game Gear that works, or if you have one that doesn't have working cap readers, you're not missing too much in the sound department, but if you own a Sega Game Gear, don't own this game, well, what are you waiting for? You should pick it up. It's pretty cheap on eBay. I think the sequel might be about the same price as this one, and I heard it offers a bit more, but if you want to get a lesser version of it, you can get the first one, because it will cost a bit less. And that's about it. Well, YouTube, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.